Welcome back, beautiful, beloved souls, to another commentary. Now, before we get into the commentary, my name is Gem with a J, Gemstone, a psychic medium and an author. And this channel covers commentaries, and sometimes I do PowerPoints. And I don't fit a particular niche. I try and look at anything and everything to do with life or death through a lens, Gem's lens, hence the name of the channel. And I just need to explain to anyone who's new out there, I cover anything from paranormal, self-help, supernatural, mystery, missing 411, medications, psychology, history, singing, conspiracies, you name it, I try and cover it. So, welcome again. Do you know that before again we get into it, that I am celebrating 6 years of being on YouTube. Nearly 6 years ago exactly, this YouTube channel started, and originally I started with about 6 subscribers. It was never meant to be what it is today. At the time, I was a drug addict and I was following a narcissist person, which I didn't realize was narcissist at the time, and I was kind of like trolling to help me deal with my husband who was in hospital and dying. It was an outlet. But later this channel became educative in both ways. I hope that I'm helping you, and by helping you, I'm helping myself. So it's like, for me, conversations. That's why I ask every time I do a video that you could please comment, because that makes me feel heard. Okay, let's, after all that, get on with it. So the title is Pizzagate, Shock Culture, and Why the Pizza Joke Won't Die. There's a reason some conspiracy theories refuse to fade even after they've been thoroughly debunked. They don't survive on evidence. They survive on reputation, shock value, and human psychology. One of the most persistent examples is Pizzagate. Not because it was ever proven, but because it was provocative. The origins of Pizzagate. Pizzagate emerged in 2016 during the US election cycle after hacked emails connected to political figures were released online, in particular Hillary Clinton. Some internet users fixated on casual references to food, particularly pizza, and began claiming these words were secret code. The theory quickly attached itself to Hillary Clinton and others in her political circle. The claims escalated rapidly, suggesting that pizza, cheese, and toppings were code words for human trafficking or worse. No evidence supported this. Law enforcement investigations found nothing. Journalists found nothing. Independent fact checkers found nothing. The theory was officially debunked, yet it didn't die. Why it didn't die? Pizzagate didn't survive because it was true. It survived because it was shocking. Shock travels faster than correction. Fear spreads faster than nuance. Once an idea lodges into the imagination, every coincidence becomes confirmation. A joke stops being a joke. Context disappears. And that's where celebrity culture enters the picture. Shock value and celebrity irony. Celebrities live in an attention economy. Propagation is currency. Over time, some public figures became aware that simply mentioning pizza triggered reactions. Comment sections lit up. Videos were shared. The myth kept breathing. So the joke continued. Statements like, "I'll grab pizza later," or "Pizza party tonight," are not secret rituals. They are ironic references to a rumor that everyone online already knows. This is not confession. It's bait. A wink to the internet. Comedians in particular thrive on this kind of irony. Someone like Adam Sandler has been pulled into conspiratorial narratives simply because humor gets misread or symbolism when people are already primed to suspect hidden meaning. Clickbait and content creators. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Some content creators know pizza isn't a code, but saying that doesn't get clicks. What gets clicks are titles like "Celebrity Caught Using Code Words," "This Wasn't a Joke," "They're telling us in plain sight." Clickbait thrives on implication without proof. It lets the audience fill in the blanks. And once a name is attached to an accusation, even falsely, the damage lingers. Rituals versus reality. Humans have always used rituals, symbols, and in-group language. Hollywood, politics, fashion, and elite spaces are no different. But most so-called rituals are social theatre, branding, irony, power signaling, not criminal acts. Turning every symbolic or ironic behavior into evidence of abuse doesn't expose evil. It muddies reality and distracts from genuine, documented cases where abuse actually occurred. Why context matters. When jokes are stripped of context, they become weapons. When irony is treated as evidence, truth collapses. Pizza references are not proof of trafficking. They are proof that the internet rewards outrage more than accuracy. And every time that joke is repeated, the myth gets oxygen. Closing. I've always tried not to sensationalize on this channel, not because evil doesn't exist, but because truth matters more than fear. There are real victims in the world, real crime, real injustices, real horror, real atrocities. And we can't bury our heads in the sand. But chasing disproven myths doesn't protect anyone. Understanding how misinformation spreads just might. Sometimes pizza is just pizza. And sometimes the most radical thing you can do online is refuse to be manipulated. Thank you very much, beloved, beautiful souls. Please share the video because I want to stop this sensationalism of pizza, meaning secret codes. And if you have heard of this word pizza being used by other content creators to spread the myth, drop a comment below. Sometimes clickbait is made of urban legends and myths, and I like to stay honest and true. My number one priority, my number one moral is honesty. I think without honesty, there is no trust, there is nothing. All right, let me know below. Cherish the moment. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. And I'll be back in a couple of days. Love, light, and blessings. Bye.